to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
We are back, episode number 44. We're going to be breaking down the 450 race, round 13 in Seattle, as it was a very crazy one, just like the 250 ones. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Yo, 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 yo.
We are back at it, going over the 450s now, the big mud fest of Seattle. Dude,
Yes.
This race is going to be one for the books. This was a legendary race. This is going to be
For
a race
sure.
that no one will forget.
For sure. Yeah. So as we were talking about, in our last podcast, there was a lot of water, a lot of mud, probably the worst opening ceremonies of all times. It rained all night, all day. So
Probably more
yeah.
mud than water, though, because there was
Oh,
a lot of mud.
for sure. And they kept bringing like dirt, they kept bringing dirt to like mix it in with the mud. So they made it really, really sloppy.
I think they could have done, I don't know, this is just me, and I could be way wrong, but I think they could do a better job of drying that track up.
As a former onswer of a track, I know.
Yeah.
I
As
know
a
about
former
drying
worker
tracks.
at your track. But I think, like, obviously what you did back in the day is first, drain all the standing water, right? That's like step one.
Yep.
Drain all the standing water. And then also before it got really rainy, like before it even rained and you knew it was coming, you would just, level out the track. You'd
Or made a slope out of it, yeah, so it like drains out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think they could do is add some kind of like jet blower or something they can just like ride around the track that like, helps dry it up.
Like
There's
a
got to be
super
something
vacuum.
like that. No? Is that crazy?
No, it's pretty crazy, but the way that the water was coming down, which was pretty much all
Yeah.
day, there was nothing they could do about it. I don't even know how they raced, dude. It was intense. All of the riders looking like 50cc riders out there, for sure.
Yeah, I
So-
guess since it rained all day, there's really nothing you can do. But, like, I guess if it stopped raining, then, yeah, there's probably more you could do to dry it up.
Yeah, if it would have stopped raining and the sun would have came out, it would have definitely been a different story. But, water and water and water and water, and you still have to race. Yeah, there was nothing really that you could have done, besides just get wet and make sure, pray for the night to be over quick.
Yeah,
As it
that's
was.
right.
As
What's
it was.
You can't do anything except get wet. That's right.
Exactly.
But I thought that it was cool. I really liked it. And I actually started thinking, I was like, I think every year they should have one race that's just a straight mud fest,
It'd be like mandatory, like the Triple Crown, or like
like they just have the sprinklers on the entire time. Like it's hell out there. But I think if you knew it was going to be a mud race, like you could prepare the track different, Those jumps would have more of a roll to the other side and not be so steep,
Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, we knew it. We kind of said it beforehand. We were like, just expect a lot of water. We checked the weather, and it was 100% chance of rain. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Dirtworks people.
Well, I know they built the track. They had the track built by like Tuesday or something. Like they had it built like really early, and then they had it covered up too because they knew it was going to rain. But I think if you know it's going to rain, do you think maybe like I know we in our last podcast we talked about how they took that whoop section out for the main events.
Yeah.
But maybe like make other big changes. Like whenever it's gonna rain like that, like why not just chop the triples down? It's like, no one's gonna hit the triples. Let's just chop it down a little bit,
Well,
But
they
I
didn't
don't
chop
know.
them so they can double them like they did.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could still double or double out, or
Make
I
them
don't
a
know. I just
single
feel
table.
like there's different changes that should be made whenever it's like that.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's over with. Who it doesn't matter anymore. It was a great race. I enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody out there enjoyed it, and a lot of the riders seem to enjoy it too. Even though it was a mud fest, there were Eli Tomac was saying that he was out there just having fun. Same thing with Anderson. So, which
I'll
by the
tell
way,
you-
took one of the videos. What?
I'll tell you someone who didn't have fun, and
Who
that would be Christian Craig. He had problems pretty much every single time he was on the track. and he just looked miserable out there. He posted a photo on his Instagram of his face, and right where his face and goggles should be is just big clumps of mud. He looks like a fucking monster, man.
Oh, with the helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
so
sick
crazy.
picture.
And he said, wondering why my neck was sore when I woke up this morning. Then I
Yeah,
saw
like
this pic.
like 50 pounds of freaking just, mud on his helmet.
He just did not enjoy it like Plessinger and Tomac kind of did, but that's what I'm saying. Some people really get into it. Some people, it really sucks. And whenever I rode, I was one of those people that it really sucked. I never enjoyed it at all.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to jump into this?
Yeah, I was going to say, you ready to jump into Heat 1?
Yes, sir. Oh, actually, no, I'm not, because I just wanted to say the practice times. The fastest qualifier was Jason Anderson. Also, video him crashing. You can go to our Instagram and check out some of our other videos too at MXSX Podcast.
Or go to his.
Yeah, or go to his. Our video is also on his page too.
And if you know him, let him know to give credit where credit's due. We work hard. I mean, we work hard to edit and put them up and all this stuff so everybody can enjoy them. Just give a little credit, Jay. Just a little credit. El hombre.
Yeah, I know our watermark's on there, so I mean the credit's there. It's kind of there. It's there. People know.
But anyways,
people know.
Just a little heated on that one.
Yeah. So all right, Jason Anderson had that first fastest time, and then Malcolm Stewart there second place. It was looking like he could have a pretty good night.
Yeah.
Like that's what you think about the mud. Like some of these people who haven't done as well, maybe they can have a better opportunity in the mud. I was thinking about Chad Reed a lot whenever I thought of this.
Yeah, Brock Tickle also, he got the fourth fastest lap time. So.
Yeah, Dean Wilson was up there.
Yep.
Christian
Bowers.
Craig, yeah, he was 7th. Josh Hill making his little debut of this year.
Yeah.
He was 12th. We debated whether he was going to get top 10 or not. I think we both agreed that he could.
Yeah.
So that might not
I
have
don't know if when I agreed I was thinking about Mudfest. I was just thinking about overall.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to change your picks now, right? But
did you see the picture that he posted on his Instagram of the like the bike stand?
No, I did not.
It looks like he's subbing in for Barsha, right?
Right.
So it looks like they just grab all of Barsha's stuff and just kind of stamp a 7 in front of it.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because you can see the 51 is one like some type of writing, and then the 7th is a completely different thing. So
yes.
It's pretty funny. You should check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure. So I forget what I was gonna say. I felt like it was important, but maybe not. Anyways, let's just jump right into this. We'll get into that other stuff later. On the start of this one, the gate drops. One rider goes about 2 feet and stalled it, right after the start. It was just yeah, bruh. That was Jaron. I thought that was worth talking about because he didn't even make it 5 feet. It was 2 feet, and that was it. If he was any shorter, they would have, whenever they put the gate up, he would have been on it, would have lifted his ass up. But he barely made it. So I don't know what happened to him. Just a little trigger happy. Just
jumped the clutch.
Yeah, a little premature. Pop of the clutch. But Webb got the whole shot. He was followed by Musquin and Tickle, and then Malcolm Stewart right there was in 4th, and Josh Hill was right there in 5th. I was like, all right, here we go. He's gonna do it.
Coming in super hot too.
Oh yeah, super hot. He wasn't, and he kept talking the whole week. And every interview I saw him in, he just kept saying, I just can't wait to get out there and rub elbows with them and rub elbows and rub elbows with the guys. And, oh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to get out there, just having fun and rubbing elbows. I was like, all right, he better rub someone's elbows, how much he's talking about it.
Yeah, he right at the beginning of the race, we got the whole shot, blah blah blah. Like you said, Cooper Webb had the whole shot, then
Yeah.
followed by Muskin, Tickle, Bowers, and then Stewart. Oh, not Bowers, Stewart, and then Josh Hill right behind him, just kind of doubling into Stewart. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did notice that. And well, okay, so Marvin at the end of that like first rhythm section, he got caught in that inside rut. It was like a really deep. It was like a deep rut, and he doubled on the inside of that rhythm section, and Malcolm was right behind him, and he was also able to do the double. So it looked like they were gonna pull away, but whenever Marvin got caught in that inside rut, like Malcolm was right behind him. I don't know if he's in the same rut or just he was just right behind him, so he pretty much just had to wait. And then Josh Hill was able to get one of these doubles, and he almost passed him. You see him, like he just comes flying into the frame. But yeah, Muscan, Webb, Malcolm, Josh Hill, Bowers, Tickle. That's kind of how they were running for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then Webb went down like after the finish.
Yep.
So then he, started fading.
He went down. He went down very, very. I want to say in a silly way. Like he just kind of slid.
Dude. Every crash was so silly looking. It looked like they were on like ice out there, just like whoop, whoop.
That's true. That's true.
Like they should. All these falls should have came with like sound effects. Whoop, hee, ah, like just the way they were falling. It was just so like. Comedic.
We should make one with like the blue shell from Mario Kart. Ah, mamma mia.
Dude, that's what it's like. They're hitting like banana peels out there. They just spin around in a circle a couple times, and then they're good to go.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Bowers, he's coming back. He catches Malcolm after like a small mistake. They're both able to hit that like double. It was like rare to see people like hit doubles throughout the night.
To see any jumping at all.
Yeah. And they're tired. You like have to hit the jumps and stuff just to get like the big shit off your tires because it was just caking on there so big.
Yeah.
You could see it on McElrath's tire when he was stuck and they were like pulling him out. It was just like you got like your wheel, whatever it is, like 20 inches and then you have like another 4 inches of like mud just caked on top of it. But Bowers made a really sick pass on Malcolm. Because he was like, Malcolm's kind of doing this like inside line thing, trying to protect it, and Bowers is on the outside, and he's like way outside, and then he cuts way to the inside, right in front of Malcolm. It was just legit. It was like one of the best passes probably throughout the night, just in the mud, just really just cut right in front of him. It was cool. That's kind of as exciting as it was with the passing situation and stuff. Not really any like block passes or anything. Everyone was pretty much in their own space and trying to pass each other clean.
Yeah, Muskin also with a quick pass on who was it? It was early on too. I want to say it was on Stewart, but I can't remember. But he made a quick pass too for that lead. So
yeah, and that's how you got to do it too. It's just you got to get up front and you got to make all your passes early because you get stuck behind someone, it kills you.
Oh, definitely, especially with all that mud.
That was Brayton because Brayton was all the way back in 12th place. He passed Cunningham for 11th, who had a bunch of problems. And then the 509 of Nagy, that's when he got buried. He got a little bit off the track and just one of those areas where they're just pushing mud. And his bike just got buried there. It was done.
Yeah, he got stuck for sure.
Yeah, but I have to respect it though because it got buried right in front of like that little corner post, whatever it was there. There's like a little corner post.
Yeah, that's like the.
Is there a camera on there?
No, that's your shoot. What's the name of it? It's
is that the red flag, the red light?
When the leader goes by, it
like
flashes.
A transponder.
Well, not a transponder, but it like tells the crowd like who's your leader.
Oh, just like the pole, just like a pole.
Like whenever the leader goes around it, it just kind of like flashes, so you know that's like who's the leader is and where is right there. So.
Yeah, well, Nagy, he was in a qualifying spot. I forget exactly what place he was in.
He was up there. He was. I
want to say he was like 5th or something.
Yeah, he was definitely like top 5 for sure.
So he's up there whenever his bike gets stuck, and I respect it because he was he was like trying to lift that post up because I think the front end of his bike got buried like underneath the end of the post or somthing.
I don't know. He was
hit
looking
it
for
really
something.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like trying to lift it up, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's no way I'm lifting that up." But we did get to see him. He had to go to the LCQ after this, but it was a good ride for him. He got some TV time, and during the 250 LCQ, they did a little interview with him. So I'll have to put a video of that up because that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So like you said, Muskin, he won the heat, and that's his first time that he won a heat this year. So congratulations.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So congratulations, Marvin Muskin, on winning his first heat of the year on the round 13th. A little late, but hey.
Hey, better late than never.
Brock Tickle with a second place in this heat.
Right there. We got to talk about Brock Tickle. And what we got to talk about him is, like, what the heck happened to Brock Tickle? I think we need more cameras because, especially for these kind of races where everyone's, like, having problems and stuff, they didn't say one thing about Brock Tickle at all. He was, like, third off the start, and then he fell way back. No idea what happened to him. And then he passed like some pretty big names to like get back into second, and we just never saw or heard anything about it. So
yeah, he made pretty good passes, and I mean it wasn't pretty stacked. This heat wasn't really stacked up. There's a good big names, but no one,
Yeah, I mean like Bowers and stuff though, like
dude,
Malcolm.
Bowers been getting 14th place in the last 5 races on a factory ride, so you can't tell me that's a big name.
Yeah, well, I would still like to know what happened to him,
Justin Brayton, that's a big name, and it's not even a big name, That's a big name. That's probably the biggest name that he made a pass on.
Yeah.
Well, Cooper Webb and Stewart, but
yeah, but
still.
I'm saying, I would still like to see and know how those passes went. They could have been really sick or something,
For sure.
But yeah, so that was my only take. I wish we just knew more. There was so much going on this race, and I just wanted. That's the one I wish I guess I just got to be there for races like this because the cameras can't do it justice.
No, especially with all this mud, you don't even know who's who,
Exactly. That's why you got to rely on the announcers and stuff to, give it to us, Jeff and Ralph.
Yo, Jeff. All Jeff kept saying was, you got to stand on the pegs. Stand up on the pegs. If you stand up on the pegs, you'll be able to control the bike better, and blah, 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 blah. See? Standing up on the oh, he didn't stand up on the pegs.
Well, I mean, there was that whoop section, like nobody was standing up. I mean, there was a couple times where you'd see like Anderson or Plessinger would look like it. But even Tomac like had his like legs out, just like looked like they did look like little 50 riders out there.
That was his favorite part to say it too on the whoop section.
Oh yeah, every lap. Well, they only did it like 6 times, so.
Yeah, they only did 6 laps. But so Muskin with the first place, Tickle with second place, Tyler Bowers with third, Malcolm Stewart with fourth, Cooper Webb in fifth, Josh Hill in sixth, Cedric Sabiris in seventh, Justin Brayton in eighth, not the best for him this year. Henry Miller, especially how he's been coming. Henry Miller in ninth, Benny Bloss in 10th, just missing out.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Alex Ray out, Kyle Cunningham to the LCQ, and then Alex Nagy, who we just talked about, also to the LCQ.
Yep, and number 181, Dustin Pipes, penalized 3 positions for cutting track in Section 8.
There you go.
So I'm not sure what Section 8 was, but interesting that he gets docked 3 positions.
Between 7th and 9th.
The other 250 riders get docked 2 positions.
Maybe we'll have to see, how much they cut. Maybe they do it by how much they cut.
It's like, hey, you cut a whole section, so you're getting 3 positions. You cut just the corner, so we're going to take 2.
Exactly.
We need some consistency here. We need the consistency, but that's all right. So yeah, it was a good heat. It was pretty exciting for how unexciting it was, as in like the big air and stuff. People usually go to Supercross to see, because we want to see him go fast. We want to see him go high, and we got to see him go slow and stay low.
Go low.
Exactly. So that was Heat 1. Now Heat 2 was pretty. It seemed pretty stacked to me because it's got Anderson.
There you go. This is a stack heat. We had Tomac, Reed, Baggett, Anderson, Pike. Wilson. Those
Christian Craig, and
Christian Craig.
Yeah, all these people. Ben LeMay, everyone's in here.
Breezy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So heat number 2, dude. Baggett up front. Early with the whole shot.
Well, actually, he didn't get the whole shot. It looked like he had the whole shot, but if you slow that thing down and you do it frame by frame, Anderson clearly had the whole shot. So I'm sure that they fixed that because Baggett did have a really good jump, but Anderson just had this sick-ass line, and he just hit
Tomac
it.
was right there, too, so...
Yeah, he curved it so perfect that and just slid right on the inside of Baggett and definitely got the whole shot. It was a good move by him. And then, but same thing happened in this race. They get to the same place where Marvin got hung up in that first heat is right where Jason he took that same exact line and almost crashed. He didn't crash, but Baggett did allow him. He did get around him and took first place.
Just for a little bit though. Anderson let for a bit, and then he went down in the whoops. So Anderson went down in the whoops, losing the lead, and Tomac took it from him and almost going down too.
That's right. And that Anderson, I feel like Anderson should have spotters and stuff, people telling him do not take the inside line here. Everybody is getting screwed there. Do not take. And it's just gate drop, boom, straight there. It was when Anderson fell. I was just I like his style. He was just Anderson's style was just get up, go as fast as you can. When you fall, just get up as fast as you can, and then just go as fast as you can again. It was just he was just ripping. He was just going for it.
Ballsy, dude. Especially after going down in the whoop section. That throttle is muddy as shit. You know, it's just wet. Your glove is probably super wet. And he still managed to be ballsy, and he still managed to go down again, and he managed to get back all the way to second place. So.
Yeah, Eli tried to pass him. He's getting up out of the woo. He, gets up out of wherever he fell. And then Eli is, coming around the outside. And Anderson was, he wheelied out of his rut and just throttled it right in front of Tomac. He's like, no, you're not passing me here. It was pretty badass.
Not there, though.
Yeah.
No, there. I'm saying, he's not going to pass him there, but he definitely passed him later. So.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna let him pass him there. But... he just looked badass doing it. But Eli was able to, make it stick later on.
With a 30-second win.
Yeah,
39 seconds to be exact.
For such a short race too.
Yeah.
That's a big lead.
Yeah, so like we just said, Eli with the win for 30 seconds. Like I also just said, Anderson with the second place. Another one that we really, you wanted to talk about it more now after, but Chad Reed in the third place, man. Good for him.
Exactly.
And the heat race. Blake Baggett, fourth. Weston Pike in fifth, who also I feel like he had a lot of problems that night. Or, Austin Politelli in sixth. Dean Wilson in seventh. Vince Freezy in eighth. And then Ben LeMay with the last spot in ninth.
Yeah, in this race we saw Christian Craig, he called it quits. His bike was still running, and not really sure what happened. He just got frustrated or what. Yeah,
but I want to say he probably got frustrated. He took the DNF, and he was just like, fuck it. I've probably gone down 7 times in the first 2 laps. So
Yeah. So like I said, it just wasn't his night. You could tell it was just he
looked frustrated. He just looked off rhythm. He just didn't look like the Christian Craig we've been watching the last couple of races.
Yeah, he just couldn't get into it. I'm sure that mud was about 99% of that.
Maybe he's expecting a lot more vloggers. Who knows, man? There's a lot of things. Maybe the kid's misbehaving. Who knows?
That's right. We'll have to watch the vlog, see what's going on there. definitely have to wait and see what's happening there. But yeah, just a couple things that I wanted to talk about was Ralph and Jeff. They kept telling Anderson and Daniel Blair. They kept telling Anderson. They said he needs to like calm down a little bit. You know, they're like, oh, he just needs to calm down. Like he was riding too aggressive. But yeah, I kind of like the aggressive. It worked for him. He got second. So
yeah, I feel like that Jason Anderson is able to compete with Eli Tomac. He said it a couple of races ago. He was like, you know, I want to be able to beat Eli Tomac. You know, I want to be able to like straight up beat him. Like I want to be able to straight up beat him. That's how I know I'm in the top of my game.
Yeah, and one more thing before they went to the commercial break there. You know how Fox does those like stupid promos where they're like,
"Hi, I'm Jason Anderson." That's
what I'm saying, man. I was so pissed whenever I saw that. They made Jason Anderson, who's probably like the most badass like rider of the sport, the most like badass person, and then they like take him and like they make him look like a little bitch, kind of, you know? Like, oh, hey, is this microphone on? I'm Jason Anderson, and watch us on Fox Sports 1. It's like, yeah, we're watching Fox Sports 1. You don't have to tell us to watch Fox Sports 1. But then you think, like, about the UFC. You never see the UFC doing that shit, you know?
That's a good point.
It's stupid. It's just so stupid.
That's a good point. Yeah, so you don't see the UFC. Yeah, you're right. You don't see the UFC guys doing those type of promos.
Watch Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, I'm a piece of ass.
Yeah, it's just, I just get so frustrated at those because they're so stupid. There's so many better ways. Even if you do want to film a little, like, watch Fox Sports 1 thing, there's so many better things to do except...
Yeah, throw a whip.
They all do the same thing with the microphone. Walk up to the microphone. Oh, is this thing on? And then say your name. I'm Jason Anderson. Tell them you're watching Fox Sports 1. You're watching Fox Sports 1.
The take is like their number. It's like, oh, take 21.
So lame. It's like I watch the Little League World Series every year, and it's kind of like that, what they have the kids do, where they're just like line up and they're like, my name is blah blah blah, and my favorite baseball player is Andrew McCutcheon, and they're just like like it's kind of, that's exactly what it reminds me of. It's like, yo, these guys are badass, man. They do the most badass shit ever. They risk their lives every day. Like, have them do something cool. Just be like, yo, like, watch Fox Sports 1.
Oh, yeah.
Show them in like light a fire behind them or something. Like, do something cool. Like maybe anything is better than what they're doing. Anything. Like have Jason Anderson just sitting out by the beach or something. I don't care. Just have him holding a picture of a beach. I don't give a shit. But the whole microphone thing is really, really annoying now, you know? I've been doing it all year. The same exact thing.
All right, man. Just tell them how you feel.
Yeah, well, it's out there now, so...
Yeah, somebody's going to listen to it.
I know the producers of this listen to us, so I'm sure our opinions are noted, and they'll probably fix it for next season.
Hey, man, we've thrown a lot of good ideas, especially like the one with the last podcast with the coming onto the track thing, the 3 fingers in the air and the roundup.
Yeah. If you cut the track early, instead of like going back around the turn, you just stop, you hold your hand up, you count to 3, you do a little lasso thing, maybe a little crowd wave, actually, and then you point up to the AMA box, and then you go, and you're good.
There you go. That's
no penalty.
That's 5 seconds right there.
Exactly. Actually, all right. So since we're talking about these ideas, and because I'm thinking of the future of the sport, whenever it's all electric bikes out there. How do you think those Alta bikes would do in the mud? Because we saw Adam Cianciarulo have his clutch just fried out. I mean, those bikes.
Someone asked me the same question last night. They were, they were like, "Are you watching this thing?" And I said, "Of course." And then they were like, why do they? They were asking. What did they ask me? They were like, why do they need to? What you need? He says. What was it?
Well, here's the thing, because you have these electric bikes and they don't have clutches. They just have like one gear. It's just like go. So I mean, I haven't really seen too many videos of the Altas, but I know they rip. We seen him rip at the Red Bull Straight Rhythm too, but I haven't seen him in the mud or like in a woods race.
This is what he says. He said, "Hey man, what happened to the track?" And I said, "It's raining. It's been raining all day." And he goes,
"What the hell
"Oh
happened
yeah."
out there?
And then he's like, "Oh, I see it now." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, these mains are gonna be horrible." And I said, "I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be overheating bikes and everything for sure." And he goes, "What do you mean overheating? Why? Not enough airflow?" And I said, plus a lot of water, plus a lot of clutching, plus just mud in general. He goes, "Well, you need a clutch," and I explained it to him that you need to just clutch it because the bike will shut off if you don't. And then he goes, "I'd like to see an electric bike deal with the real, with the mud, being lighter." And I said, "I don't know if they'll, I don't know if they'll be able to make it." And that's funny that you bring this up about the electric bikes. I don't think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll be able to make a lap around that track last night.
Yeah, because that's brutal. But I'd like to see, because I have no idea. And actually, I don't think those electric bikes. I think those electric bikes are actually even a little bit heavier. So.
I don't know if a little bit heavier. They're probably around the same weight because they're trying to compete with these bikes.
Right.
But I feel like more with like throttle wise, I just don't. I don't feel like there's like a medium. Medium. I don't really know. I haven't ridden one yet. I haven't seen one live. I haven't touched one. Nothing. But I see them kind of like a race car. Like a RC car.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I have no idea how those bikes would compare in that kind of condition. So that's definitely something to think about.
I will love to see that. I also don't know if this sport will be electric. I think there will be a whole new class and a whole new championship of Alta or electric bikes, because I know there's more than one electric bikes now out there. I know Harley Davidson but they team up with an electric bike company as well. So there's going to be a couple of brands, and I just don't feel that those bike can hang with these.
Yeah. Probably not. It's hard to tell because that track was just so brutal, so slippery, deep ruts. So definitely. We'll have to, just stay in touch for the future.
Yeah. A perfect person to ask this question is Nate Adams. I know Nate Adams has been doing a lot of things with these electric bikes. He's been doing a lot of freestyle with them. So,
he's also sponsored. He's sponsored by them. So maybe, I don't know if he'll give us the truth, He'll be, oh yeah, those bikes are awesome. For sure he'll make it through that.
Yeah, kind of like Villapoto and the Yamahas. I don't think they're crap. I don't think they're crappy. I just don't think they'll be able to survive in the weather. I'm sure they have to be waterproof, but I don't know. That's a lot of water, man.
Yeah, it was just weird because Adam Cianciarulo's clutch burnout, and then these bikes don't have clutches, so you wonder.
But that little motor will probably just burn from spinning. I don't know, dude. Something I don't think they'll be able to. I would love to see it. Believe me, I will love to see it.
We'll have to ask an expert. We'll have to hold that question for the experts.
For sure. I'm gonna put a pin on it right now. Here. Boop.
All right, well, let's run through this 450 LCQ and main.
Yeah, so LCQ, dude. LCQ, there was nothing really to talk about.
Yeah, not too much. Adam Enticknap did not start. Not really sure what was going on with him, but like I said, he was on my fantasy team, so, that really sucks.
That's a really bad pick.
Yeah.
That's horrible. He's only made one main this year.
No, I think he made the last two. Andy was 15th fastest in qualifying. I was like, all right. And he was second faster too. It wasn't like he was just a little bit faster. He was
he's made two main events this year of all of them. Sorry.
Well,
but yeah. So Christian Craig and his first 450 LCQ ever. So congratulations. I don't know if you supposed to congratulate someone on that, but yeah. So that was his first LCQ ever. He ended up getting second. Benny Bloss and Christian Craig up front, real quick.
Yep.
Benny Bloss with the win. Christian Craig in second place. Nick Schmidt in third place, and Colin Jern in fourth place, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And who we talked about earlier, Nagy. I want to get his Alexander Nagy, 509, who got buried. He was running third, and then he went down. So he.
Oh, that was awful. I was really pulling for him.
Yeah, did not finish for him. Kyle Cunningham, seen him in a bunch of mains this year, did not finish.
Yep.
Alex Ray coming back after his injury. He was 2 laps down, got 15th place, did not qualify. Catanzaro, Bubba Pauly, Carlin Gardner, who's made it in the past couple weeks, did not make it. So a couple fresh names.
Just
Colin
outside the bubble. He
Jurin.
finished pretty close too.
Who?
Carlin Gardner.
Yeah. Crap.
He finished 5th place, but he only finished half a second behind 4th place.
Yeah, so that is a good. It was a good run for Colin and Nick Schmidt, who we've seen a lot in previous years. Not so much this year, but he was back and he looked pretty good. 3rd place, made it in. That's all that's important in this race.
That's right.
So that was that, and let's go ahead and move on to the main event. This track was in bad condition, real bad condition, real deep ruts everywhere.
So same as the 250s, the 450 main event also got cut. They did 12 minutes plus a lap. I want to say it was 12 minutes. I want to say it was 11 minutes actually, but I think it's 12 minutes plus a lap. That they did. They cut it too. So that's kind of cool and kind of sucked. But somebody was definitely happy that it was only 12 minutes plus a lap.
Yeah, probably everybody.
Well, somebody especially somebody.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Okay, so before this race even started, they showed that flashback to 2008 in Daytona, where I was there.
I was there.
Were you there too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Chad Reed dominating in the mud. It looked like he was on another level from everyone else, just dominating everyone. 2 turns before the finish line, bike dies. Then he's walking out covered in mud.
Yeah, he was like a minute and 30 seconds in front too.
Yeah, killing everyone, killing them. It gives borderline a crime what he was doing to everyone on that track. And then he, has to DNF, and he's just walking off the track.
Two turns before
the finish. So obviously coming into this race, that's obviously in everybody's mind. They just showed it on TV. So
I know.
Just remember that for the end of this race.
Yeah. So right from the beginning, the top 3 guys up front, Jason Anderson with a great hole shot, Eli Tomac and Muskin right there as well. Yep,
that's right. And I'm pretty sure Muskin got the hole shot on that one. At least the credit for it. But Baggett was right there in 4th. Josh Hill was there in 5th. But Brayton, he was 17th. Malcolm, he was like way back in 20th because he went down in the second turn or something.
He went down on the start. He went down on the start with Benny Bloss.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is right. Well, what happened? It wasn't on the. It was like near the start. It was like on that second rhythm section. He was coming around the outside, and it looked like Cooper Webb got a little hung up in one of the ruts, so he jumps to the left side and pretty much goes right into Benny Bloss, and I think it was Cedric. So those three were down. So that kind of sucked for them. Tomac passed Muscan. He almost crashed a bunch of times, but he saved it.
He had a mistake in the beginning, but he had a great save too.
Yeah, he's like jumped off the side, did a little running man next to it. It was so legit.
Yeah, yeah. He just kind of like bloop, bloop, boop.
Yeah, so that was pretty dope. That was a good save by him. He looked pretty cool doing it. It didn't lose any time. Probably gained some time too, pushing off like that.
Josh Hill. He made a couple of mistakes, but he kept it together, which is good. Tomac.
But that's everyone. Everyone was all over the place. Like Josh Hill went down, Freeze. Okay, so Josh Hill goes down, and then Freeze falls.
Which sucks because they took him out of the top 10, that's what we're talking about.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And like we said earlier, I think it was on the last podcast where the 250 Adam Cianciarulo crashed, and then whoever it was, Dakota Alex, crashed right in front of him.
Yeah.
And then Oldenburg and Costello, and the same thing happened here. Josh Hill went down, and then Freezy crashes right behind him as soon as like Hill gets going. So it was just funny. Everyone's crashing in the exact same spots. But then after that happened, Chad Reed moves to 5th place, and we're just like, oh yeah, like
I know,
if
man.
there's any opportunity for Chad Reed to do so good, it's this race right here.
He did great too. He did great. He kept his composure. He was actually with a good rhythm. He was there. He was battling with Tickle, I want to say.
Yeah, he was right there. He looked fast. He had his goggles off. He did have his goggles off.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, man. That's a risky move there. But
Yeah, but if you think about it, it was definitely a risky move. But he's a vet, man. He knows what he's doing.
yeah, it's such a veteran move. Such a veteran move. But the thing is, like in those mud races, once you take that goggles off, it's almost like a euphoric feeling. It's like seeing for the first time ever. Everything's so clear.
Oh, for sure, man. Plus, it was probably they're probably getting foggy too.
And it's cold and stuff out there, so all your breath is so hot. Yep, that's right. And then your mud is clogging up all the vents and stuff.
Exactly. So the mud is clogging everything. It's cold. You're fucking hot. So yeah, there's got to be a reason why he did it. But
so while this is all happening, Anderson's out there dominating in first. Tomac makes a good inside pass on Musquin. Christian Craig gets hung up, like almost crashes right between the finish line jumps, in between like the jump and the landing.
Yep.
And you could tell he's just hating it, hating
Just
every second of it.
I know he was in a sketchy spot too. He was
Yeah, that's not a good place to fall.
No, not at all.
So yeah, Chad Reed was running 5th, running without his goggles, which also gets sketchy too when they start like lapping people and stuff, because you don't want to get sprayed in the face, especially with we were talking about all those rocks and stuff they had on the track last year. So
Anderson, like you said, he was dominating for a little bit, and then he also runs into a little problem. He goes down.
He does. He goes down, and here's the thing. He fell right in front of that flagger, right in front of him. And, like, in the past, we've seen, like, earlier in the 250s, we saw the flagger helping McElrath get his bike going again and stuff, right? Remember that? He, like, kind of pulled him out a little bit.
Okay.
And then Anderson goes down, and he makes eye contact with the flagger, and the flagger makes eye contact with him and doesn't help him. Oh, I was like, oh. He kind of like shrugged his shoulders, like, I can't help you kind of thing.
Maybe after the Savachi incident, they stole the flaggers not to help the guys.
Yeah, maybe. Except I clearly remember seeing them help McElrath get his bike out of there. But
well, maybe they don't like Anderson because he took
that's
one of his videos. That's
kind of what it seemed like. That is kind of what it seemed like.
Maybe Anderson took one of their videos and put it on his Instagram and didn't give him any credit. And he's like, oh, look at that.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Or they're like, hey, you're the points leader, and this is coming from the CEO of Feld Entertainment. They said, if Anderson goes down, do not help him. We need him to do shitty.
The other way.
Yeah, just look at but I just thought it was funny. He just made clear eye contact with him. And it was just like a moment. They had a moment right there, but it was not a good moment for Anderson. So I just thought that was funny.
I want to go back and look at that now.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it up on the Instagram.
Please,
we'll have to do that.
Please do. I want to see that. Put like hearts. Put like hearts around it.
Like everything else is blurry. Maybe like a little heart like that, like gets the size of like a little zoom in. It gets like size of the screen.
Like the Instagram filter that it goes ding 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 ding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that one.
Some kind of music playing for sure.
All right, so let's keep going with this painting.
So yeah, that's what happened to Anderson. Webb, he got past Reed, and Bowers almost gets past Reed too. And then this is when Chad Reed, he just shifts up another gear, and he's just like, no way am I going to lose 2 positions right now.
He said, no way, Jose.
Yeah, he holds off Bowers, and he's like reeling in. He's starting to reel in Cooper Webb on that last lap. And then, we're coming towards the finish line. Eli Tomac wins. And then Chad Reed, his bike starts smoking,
Oh, shit.
A lot of bikes start smoking, actually. It looked like a freaking war zone out there.
No, he had a fog machine on his.
Yeah, he definitely had a fog machine on his. He's going for it. It's the last lap. He's just ripping as hard as he can. The finish line is right there. The checkered flag is waving. He's going to not make it because his bike just stops moving right at the bottom of the finish line jump. But it's not over yet. Chad Reed gets off. He starts pushing his bike, and he pushes his bike just far enough over the transponder line, and he finishes 7th place.
I know, which is his, he finished barely 7th place.
Barely.
And, the mud almost got him again, dude, but he didn't let him win this time. I think I wanted to touch up on that. Now that he pushed the bike. I thought that the finish line was on the top of the jump, not at the beginning of the jump.
Yeah. I remember seeing a couple years ago or something. Yeah, they were saying how they moved it to like the bottom of the jump. It's not like the very bottom. It's like a tiny bit up from the bottom.
Like the start. It's like the start of the leap.
Yeah. That's where it is. It seems like, though, there should be like a clear line across the track there, or maybe put one of those like overhangs across the track there, or like,
or not even like an overhang. Just have like an antenna, like something. Just have something on there, so like it's there. Because here I am thinking that
it's over for Chad, and you feel so bad for Chad.
Like I was like, holy shit, not again. Like he's starting to push it. He ain't gonna make it on top of that jump. And then they're like, he made it in 7th place, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean he made it in 7th place? He didn't make it halfway off that jump.
I was happy. I was happy for him because I was starting to feel really bad.
Believe me, I was pretty happy too, just because of the fact that this was going to be the second time that mud's going to fuck them up. But, you had Rhino, he pushed the bike up a freaking hill all the way across the finish line, which was on top of the fucking hill. So,
but not in the mud, not in the deep mud.
No, but definitely a hill. Long ass hill too.
That was a great moment right there. That's one of the reasons this race is going to be remembered, because Chad Reed, he looked like he was giving it everything he had, because I thought for a second he's going to push it on top of that hill, but then obviously it became clear pretty quick how slippery and everything it was. He wasn't going to make it, but
and then he just left it there.
Yeah, just having that determination to do that, and I was just happy he got his 7th. Wasn't his 5th place that he probably deserved, but
for sure.
So that's this, 2 times, 2 mud races, 2 times that his bike quits out on him.
So I guarantee you, he's definitely glad that they cut that race to 12 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how many bikes could have made it,
Well, his didn't, so.
Well, technically it did.
Kind of. He pushed it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, good job. Dude, kudos to Chad Reed. He's definitely the Iron Man of this motherfucking sport. He's the motherfucking man for sure. And they were talking about it beforehand, like before all of this ever happened. Ricky Carmichael did a little thing on him.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and pushes the bike across the finish line. definitely a moment to be remembered for sure in Seattle.
Hey, if no one makes a movie about that moment, then I'm going to, because that was one of those moments that movies should be made of.
For sure. People are going to cry in that moment too, in that movie.
Yeah. Of course they are. Me too. I'm going to cry. Making it.
Making it. And it's
what do you
coming.
think, like, Baggett and Wilson and Pike and Craig, all these people think whenever they go over the finish line jump, they see Chad Reed's bike at the bottom of it, and then they're like, what the fuck? Like, how did he beat me? I mean, it's probably kind of they got to be pissed off too whenever that happens.
Well, if they know that the transponder is there, then they don't really care. So
yeah, well, yeah, maybe. What if his bike? Because I think the transponder goes on the boot, so maybe
on the boot or on the helmet.
I think it's on the boot.
Actually, it's on the front of the bike, like behind the number plate, I want to say.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because if it's on his boot and he just like walked
It
up
can't be on
far
the person
enough
'cause
to like trigger
it-
it,
Yeah,
but
it
didn't
can't
get
be
his
on the
bike
person. It's
there?
got to be on the bike. The
Yeah.
bike's got to make it.
Yeah, like something like that could be I don't know, challenged or something. But I haven't heard anything
Dude.
like that.
And
happening.
even if it wasn't legit, they're not gonna say anything just because it's Chat Reed, bro.
Yeah, it's a legend, man.
Yeah, it's done. It's done deal. So Eli Tomac with a dominating performance.
Yep.
He got the win. Jason Anderson in second place. Marvin Muskin in third place. When are we gonna see someone else up there? Brock Tickle in fourth. Good for him. Probably his best finish this year so far. Cooper Webb in fifth. Tyler Bowers in sixth. Chat Reed, the man of the hour, in seventh. Blake Baggett, which was my pick for third place, in eighth place. Dean Wilson in ninth. Weston Pike in 10th. Christian Craig in 11th. Vince Freezy in 12th. Cedric Sobiers in 13th. Benny Bloss in 14th. Ben LeMain 15th. Austin Politelli in 16th. Malcolm Stewart 17th. Henry
Too
Miller
bad. Yep.
18th. Colin Jern in 19th. Justin Braden in 20th.
Whew.
Yeah, I know. We got something happened with him. Josh Hill in 21st. And then Nick Smith with a DNS.
Yeah, that is definitely not good for Justin Brayton because he was sitting in like third, close to second in the points. Like he was right there. I mean, now he's in fourth. Tomac moved to third in the points.
Yeah, that definitely hurt him. So
Bad.
Yeah.
That hurt him bad. And
Yeah,
Baggett's, 4 points behind him now in fifth place. So it's definitely closing up for like that fourth place position. But
Definitely.
Anderson has now extended his lead to 37 from 35. So he's killing it. It's
Yeah, so
Anderson's year.
Yeah, Jason Anderson, with only 4 more rounds to go, he's got 37 points, like you just said. With he has 288. Marvin Muskin sitting in second place with 251. Eli Tomac with 220 points in third place, and Brayton, like you just said, in fourth place with 213th points. So there's still 4 races. There's still something can happen. I don't know if at this point, even Anderson he has to not finish at least a race to be able to be close.
Yeah, and still
he has to not finish one race and do shitty in another.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
And then,
So
and then as you can see, Eli Tomac did not score in the second round, and then he only scored 1 point in the first round, and then same thing with Muskin, did not score any points in the second round. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that could be happening, but that's it. That's it for Seattle. Again, it was a great race. It was a muddy ass race. Make sure you guys give us a follow on MXSX Podcast on everything. Thanks again for everything,
thanks
guys.
everyone for tuning in. Follow us,